tracking for you this evening. Fintech company Lendingkart has raised 200 crore rupees in long-term debt funding from growth stage debt financing platform EvolutionX Debt Capital. The funds raised would be used to grow the fintech's new line of businesses for working capital requirements and upgrading technology infrastructure. To elaborate on the road ahead, joining me now is Harshvardhan Lunia, the founder and CEO of Lendingkart Group. Harshvardhan, welcome back to Startup Street. And like I mentioned earlier, you plan to utilize the funds to launch new products and businesses such as credit cards for MSMEs, personal loans for self-employed individuals, and gold loans, amongst many others. If you could kindly elaborate on these plans and how soon do you plan to roll them out?
Sure, Shruti. Thanks a lot for having us here. I think this is a great news for us. I think the startup market is not so hot overall right now in terms of funding and everything. We are looking at this funding of 200 crore as a bridge to equity that we plan to raise later part of this year. I think overall, we currently plan to use these funds for building our newer products. One of them is credit cards. We have already started research for it of what kind of credit cards will be needed by MSMEs, what kind of structure, what kind of offerings can we give them. So that is one. Secondly, we just acquired early this year a company called Upwards, which does personal loan for self-employed segment.
Yeah.
I think what we plan to use is we want to build for micro and small businesses overall. The employees of those businesses, if we can prepare an offering where they can get a personal loan because they are the underserved class as well. So we want to work with small businesses, micro businesses, and allow having personal loans to those employees. That's another product that we are working on. Thirdly, we want to also use this money to build and further our tech product offerings, right? We built digital offerings in origination, underwriting, and collection systems. We want to further strengthen up and start offering these digital offerings to a lot of peers of ours who are wanting our support in building the digital programs and everything. So these three things will happen to this fundraise.
Okay.
Overall.
All right. Harshvardhan, you touched upon this, but going forward, how do you plan to strengthen your partnerships with marquee banks and NBFCs of India?
I think, again, I think we've been sharing this time and again that collaboration is the word now. I think post-COVID wave too, a lot of us have realized that the touch and feel and meet and greet, which earlier was used for solving for micro and small businesses, it's not going to work that heavily. A lot of our population, because of GST overall and other stuff, is moving to, and public infrastructure like India Stack that we have is moving to digital overall. So I think in this decade, for solving for these needs for micro and small businesses, we need digital infrastructure. So I think that's where the idea is that we will partner and participate and collaborate with people. I think the collaboration works good in the sense that regulator has also clarified that the people who hold depositors license, right, in terms of capital and everything, those are the people who will continue to have those depositors licenses. And we could be a bridge. Fintechs like us could be a bridge for solving for tech and digital products and making financial inclusion possible and reaching more and more products to the underserved segment by partnering with these people. So I think collaboration is going to be the way forward, where specialists in particular products will partner with deposit holder license products, kind of deposit holders, and carry on with that.
All right. Harshvardhan, I believe you're also looking to raise another 600 crore rupees through equity in the next 12 months. Can you confirm this? And again, what will these funds be used for?
Again, we will start looking out for equity raise for us as well. We've been not doing that. We have been having a great support from our internal investors all across our journey. Like all our investors have been investing money in us, like 18, 19, 20, we've raised money from them. In fact, since we started in 2015, Lendingkart Technologies, almost every year we've raised funds. So they have been supportive for us. I think this 600 crores will further be used to exactly work on the same segment, like I said, credit cards, PL, and furthering our platform business overall right now. We will use this only for that. Further, I think we've been growing fantastically well year on year. Like last year, we disbursed almost 4,000 crore, out of which almost 3,100 plus crore was disbursed on our platform together, which is a co-lending platform. This year, again, we plan to touch somewhere around 55 to 6,000 crore, and almost 80% of that, again, will be disbursed on our co-lending platform together. So to grow our core business and these new offerings, we will use those funds.
Okay. Harshvardhan, speaking of growth, you're one of the few profitable fintechs operating at scale in India. If you could take me through your future revenue targets, what is the top line that you're aiming at? And, where do you see the next leg of growth coming from?
So again, Shruti, like last year, we did 4,000 crore of disbursals and our revenues were 850 crore plus. We made profit of 120 crores, profit after tax of 120 crores. We are again one of the few fintechs that's profitable at group level, holdco level after investing in everything in technology. In the current year, I think 23-24, we plan to have revenues of more than overall 1,000 plus crore, and the profit should be more than
Okay.
200 crore plus at holdco level.
Okay.
So we will continue to grow, overall continue to build, and this is of our core business only. Whatever contributions come from our newer areas that we build across next 12 and 18 months will be over and above this.
Okay. To date, Lendingkart has disbursed over $1.7 billion worth of loans, and you've given us your loan disbursal targets as well. But if you could also tell us what kind of guardrails has Lendingkart put into place into curb raising digital frauds, and what kind of robust measures should companies prioritize implementing for the same?
Sure. I think as we move into the digital space, like last decade, last 4 or 5 years, pre-COVID, and I think till 2021 overall, right? Last 4 or 5 years, the digital space was still building up. I think now, last 2 3 years, we are seeing a lot more digital numbers happening and everything. So I think people are gearing up, and the fraudsters are also gearing up, right? We are seeing a lot of people coming up with identity frauds. We are seeing a lot of people coming up with documentation frauds and everything. So I think that's going on. I think what I would suggest fundamentally to all the digital companies who are now getting into this space or scaling this up, you either need to have 2 or 3 level checks, right? Overall, largely earlier, what would happen if the data was coming from a proper resource, right? If the data was coming from a proper resource, verified resource and everything, you would just have one level of check. But I think as we get into more and more digital means, and as people get more and more learned about how the systems work, processes work, overall work, I think having 2 level, 3 level checks, having maker checker checks over through digital means and medium, having similarly technology tools to be put up across for evaluating all of this can work, and they should use that.
All right, Harshvardhan, many thanks. But we've completely run out of time. Many thanks for joining us on Startup Street, and wish you the very best with all your growth plans.
Thanks a lot, Shruti. Thanks a lot for inviting me over here.
Meanwhile,